covers U.S. elections, and we are joined by our U.S. correspondent, Bryce-pease, who's in New York. Good afternoon to you once again. I understand there's currently a briefing that is taking place. Take us through that. What is happening in regards to that?
Well, we've been joined in New York by the SABC foreign editor, Sophie McQuinn, also the acting political editor. She's in this briefing now with the political scientists from Fordham University, and they are really just doing sort of a background briefing for foreign media on how this election works. So they're explaining things like what a swing state is, what the electoral college is. So really a background briefing for people that really don't understand what could seem like quite a complicated system if you're sort of just getting off a plane and coming to cover the election. But as you mentioned, of course, the focus is on those swing states. President Barack Obama using all his political capital for Hillary Clinton in the must-win state of Florida. More important, Florida is for the Republican candidate Donald Trump. If he loses Florida, essentially, based on the Electoral College path to the White House, he does not win the election. If Hillary Clinton can win Florida in the early hours of Tuesday evening, given the time zone in which Florida falls, that's the East Coast time here in the United States, this could be a short night on Tuesday night in terms of predicting or calling this election for one or the other candidate.
Now, what time will the polling stations open and close? Because we do understand there's also that issue of time tomorrow, and we know that a few states have been touted as to open and closing early as well.
Well, history shows us, Alicia, that, Hawaii and California can still be voting when the election is already called.
Yeah.
There are 4 time zones in the United States, and what the pollsters in this country are very good at is identifying which counties in different states go one way or the other. So if you're in Philadelphia, for example, the big cities tend to go, in swing states, they tend to go for the Democrats. If you're more in the sort of rural areas, those tend to go for the Republican candidates. So what pollsters do on election night, they can say this area hasn't delivered their ballots yet. They're still counting. This area has come in, and they can predict how a state will go. And that's why you see in United States elections, it doesn't take 3-4 days for the results to come in. It comes in before the polling stations in all the different states are closed. So very, very crucially here, we have 4 time zones in the United States. Polling opens in most states at 6 a.m. in the morning. They close at 9 p.m. in the evening. And very shortly after that, we start to see trends. We start to see exit polling. And before midnight, certainly, we should have a result here on Tuesday.
A very quick one, Sean, before I let you go. Have the divisions over who to vote for been straightened out? It's just a couple of hours before the people have to go out and make that cross.
Voting day is sort of a microcosm of the political landscape in the United States. If you look at the Republican and Democratic divide in this country, the fact that there's been such opposition to the incumbent President Barack Obama's agenda, there's divided government in the United States. Republicans control the Senate, they control the House of Representatives, the Democrats have the White House. And so you see these divisions playing themselves out. Congress, for example, has an approval rating in this country of under 10%, in single digits. And that speaks to the narrative, that speaks to the political divisions in this country. So we'll see that split here. The point of voting on Tuesday is to see who can get the most of their supporters, the most number of supporters mobilized to the polling stations so that they can make a difference in the results come the end of the day.
Thank you so much for that update. That is our U.S. correspondent, Bryce-pease, and of course, he is giving us the latest update as the Americans count down to the elections tomorrow.